Hello everyone, I'm Stephanie, and today I'm going to talk about Beyond Two Souls. It came out last October and is published by Quantic Dream. Their previous work includes Fahrenheit, or Indigo Prophecy as it's called in America, and one of my all-time favorite games, Heavy Rain. Beyond is the story of Jodie Holmes, portrayed, voiced, and motion captured by Ellen Page.
You used me to do your dirty work! Tell them to leave me the fuck alone, because next time, I'll kill everyone.
Jodie is a girl who has a connection to a mysterious entity she identifies as Aiden. Because Jodie has this strange link to what the game calls the infraworld, which is basically a realm of ghosts and spirits, she is snatched by paranormal researcher Nathan Dawkins, played by Willem Dafoe, and in turn she ends up spending the majority of her life inside a military base, being investigated by Dr. Dawkins and his staff.
My name is Nathan Dawkins. I thought it would be a good idea for us to have a little chat, get to know each other a little better.
Beyond is Jodie and Aiden's story. You play as both of them over the span of 15 years, from Jodie's early childhood experiences, figuring out that she can communicate with this invisible entity, up to her mid-20s and her experiences as a CIA agent. The animation, music, direction, and voice acting are so spectacular. David Cage's hand is evident, as some scenes directly evoke the style of Heavy Rain's storytelling. Page and Dafoe, skilled actors as they are, have made the transition from film to games believably smooth. With Kiefer Sutherland purportedly working on Metal Gear Solid 5, it's a bit of a wonder film and TV actors aren't doing more work in games. Norman Corbet's score triumphs over the rest of the game's elements, though. Unfortunately, Corbet died of pancreatic cancer halfway through development, and the task was finished by Lorne Balfe from Assassin's Creed 3 and Hans Zimmer. I think Corbet would have been proud of those two, because they aren't exactly shabby replacements. Unfortunately, that's about all Beyond has going for it. Yeah, the story covers a large span of time, and it's wonderful to see Jodie go through all of her phases, which include teenage punk rocker, frightened child, homelessness, and CIA operative. But the fact that the game has to jump such wild genre gaps really detracts from the immersion. The individual stories stand better alone than they do as a whole. Really, the effect is not cohesive at all, especially since the plot unfolds unbearably slowly and completely out of order. Though specific moments are directed beautifully, the whole of the game and its sporadic revealing detract from rather than enhance the story. As to the game's actual controls, they're atrocious. Quantic Dream withdrew from the QuickTime event arrows, and instead use a white dot to signify an object can be interacted with. What this does is make the experience totally inconsistent. Some doors open with an upwards analog stick motion, and others open with a downwards one. The inconsistency is confusing and really unsatisfying. Fight scenes have been altered to a slow motion shot of Jodie's body moving, and the idea is that the analog stick needs to move in the direction she is. The problem is that it's not always obvious if Jodie's ducking or jumping left. Though the player is not in danger of dying in a fight a la Heavy Rain, the lack of specificity is frustrating and can drag out sequences that are already much too long. Lastly, controlling Aiden is the most destructive, painstaking, and upsetting experience of them all. His spirit doesn't respond well to movement. The analog sticks never really grasp the proper X, Y, and Z dimensions. Aiden can possess people and bang on objects to make noise, but if the player tries to heal Jodie or read the events of people's lives, aligning the indicators in the proper spot can take almost a minute or more of foolish fumbling to get the event to proceed. It made me feel idiotic, and that's just poor design. So altogether, I really liked some of the atmospheric things of Beyond. The acting, character animations, and score are notably awesome. But as a whole, though, the game felt really limp. Not many of my decisions gave me the impression that they mattered. Beyond as a whole is really quite picturesque. But with so much incontinuity and incoherent, intermittent storytelling, it can't even compare to the mystery Heavy Rain presented. Instead, look at Beyond as a collection of short stories. In its individual moments, it shines. As a whole, it's just a bad show.